Hello, welcome to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. This is the goingboldmedia.com, Going Bold with Experts, and that's what we do right here on LinktoEXPERT Business Showcase. I am Cece Schatz, the doyenne of relationship building, and I have my good friend here with me.
Joanne Wyland, Why Land When You Can Fly. I'm the founder of a collaborative cloud community. Name is LinktoEXPERT.com. Thank you for tuning in.
And you know what? We've got a surprise for you here today because we have one of the most special speakers ever. And we are just so excited about having her on. So let's bring her right up. We're going to talk about secrets for speakers with guest Orly Amor. Hold on just one moment. We'll bring her right up. Hello, Orly. How are you?
I am fantastic. How are you?
Oh, we are great. We're so happy and so honored to have you on the show with us, the platform with us. You know, you have been in the industry for quite some time and very well known, and we are just really, really pleased to have you.
I'm honored. Thank you so much. Very grateful.
And Orly and I have been colleagues, friends, at least 4 or 5 years. It's been such a delight to get to know her. Not only is she an international public speaker, but she's also a business coach for other coaches, authors, speakers, and entrepreneurs. And she also is the founder of the Speakers Annex, and she has her own foundation that she's a philanthropist. She's just amazing. She's so well-rounded, but yet so personable and so friendly and wants to help make the world a better place to live, work, and play. So thank you, Orly, for joining us.
Thank you. Wow,
Yeah.
Did you say that about me? Wow.
Well, and also right behind you, everyone can see the Public Speakers book. It's Public Speakers, You're Not All That, 12 Reasons Why Event Planners Won't Hire You. And she's written some other books too. You can find them all on Amazon.com. But we're going to kind of showcase a little bit of that book. And then also, we're going to talk a little bit about business because she helps people make money. She shows them how to monetize their craft for taking it seriously and having what she calls business in a box for public speakers. So that is very exciting. So let's kick this off. How did you get started with public speaking and helping those move through this wonderful field of public speaking?
Well, it started at a women's shelter, but the way that I started coaching speakers is even more fun and interesting to find out. The thing is, I was traveling all over the world speaking, and for many years. And at one point in 2010, January of 2010, I told my business coach that I would like to impact the lives of 200 million people by 2025. I won't tell you how that story came about because it was a, give and take kind of a thing, back and forth with my business coach. He didn't understand why 200 million, and he didn't understand why, why the 24th of April, 2025. I knew that he was thinking about 1st of January, like everybody has, those commitments for 1st of January. But I basically said, well, if we do it by the 24th of April, 2025, I'm going to celebrate two things because it's my birthday. And so that's how it started. Well, I live by two mantras. One is by Les Brown, the how is not your business. The second one is by Sir Richard Branson, who says, when an opportunity knocks, say yes, figure it out later. And I built all my companies that way, just by not figuring it out in advance. And, like people want to be perfectionists. I didn't care. I'll make the mistakes. I'll do everything that it takes. I'll keep going. And whatever happens, happens, right?
Wow.
And so a few months later, in May of 2010, this is a timeline that is so important to understand. I was around my pool in Florida. I was around my pool with some friends of mine who are speakers. And all of them were complaining not making money in public speaking. And so I'm eavesdropping on their conversation and I'm saying, guys, hold on a second. Minimum wage in public speaking is $150,000 a year. They all looked at me like if I had, like I came from planet Mars, right? And so they said, what? Are you crazy? Some of us make 50, some of us make 60, 80, maybe 100. That's pushing it. 150? You're out of your mind, Orly. I said, okay, calm down. You do you, I'll do me. And in my head was a cartoon playing saying, don't tell them that you make triple that. like, just don't say it. Because then the cartoon was saying they're going to drown you in your pool. They're going to take over the house and the dogs. Don't do it. So I never said anything because then they would have thought I'm really crazy. Well, that conversation went that way. And then I went to Europe. I went to Europe and I spoke in 7 countries. And on my way back, I was hired to speak in Arlington, Texas. And while I'm in the break room for speakers, these 3 guys come over to me. And of course, they're speakers because that's the break room. So they come over to me and one of them says, "Aren't you Orly Amor?" I said, "Yeah, do I know you? Sorry, I don't remember." They said, "Oh, no, we've never met before, but we've seen you on the circuit." And I said, "Oh, okay." Phew, because I like to remember people I meet. So it's kind of, oh, all right. So then we started networking. Of course, networking is a big deal in public speaking. And so we started networking. And at one point, one of them says to me, "Look, I'm just curious. How did you get this gig?" I said, "Well, I don't know. I called. I told them what I speak about. They paid me and I'm here." They all looked at me like if I had 3 heads. "You got paid?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, you guys didn't?" They're like, "No, we got our expenses paid, but we didn't get paid." Let me tell you, my heart sunk right there because now I had to go see the event planner. If she didn't pay them and she only paid me, I have a problem on my hand. It's like, holy crap. And so they said, "Well, we want to know how you did that." And I said jokingly, because I wasn't coaching at the time, I said jokingly, "Well, if I tell you, I'm going to have to charge you." But I was just kidding. So before I could say just kidding, they said, "Okay, name your price." And I'm like, "What? Okay, hold on. Let's talk later. Give me your cards. Let's exchange numbers." And that's how it started.
Well, that's amazing. But you know what? There's a need for this. I mean, there certainly is a need because I have heard a lot of speakers going out on the circuit and not getting paid. And so, yeah. So I think this is great what you do.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And so I created that. I thought I was doing something special to book myself because I've always been paid. Actually, you guys, till that moment, I did not know speakers did not get paid. That was my first aha. What do you mean you didn't get paid? Right? You know, whatever you've been through, you paid for it. Why wouldn't you get paid for your own intellectual property? Didn't make sense to me, right? So I decided to put it all on paper, and then I realized, oh, wait a minute, I have something really cool here. Maybe I could teach that to people, and they can get paid. So I called my friends who were at my pool. That story, right? And I said, "Hey guys, I don't know if I should do this, but I created something now called Business in a Box for public speakers. I'm calling it that. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm thinking of coaching speakers and guaranteeing they'll make 150K their first year in public speaking. What do you think? Should I do it?" So every one of them different answer. "Oh, you should totally do this, Orly. Oh my God, it's like the Holy Grail. We'll hire you." And I'm like, "Who are you and what have you done with my friends?" Because at that point I was like, "What?" And one of them said, "Orly, do you remember your goal of impacting 200 million? I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, that's one way of doing it. What if you help other speakers get out there, speak, get paid, but tell you at least how many people they touch, maybe through their social media or how many people physically, and that can count for your 200 million. You don't have to do it alone."
Mhm.
I'm like, "Oh my God, you are so right." And that was my reason. You know, you need a reason to do what you're doing and to be passionate about it and getting up every day doing what you love. So that was my reason to get to 200 million. We're at 168 million now. And
Wonderful. That's
yeah,
great.
so that was my reason. And that's how I got started in coaching speakers. So I called back those 3 guys. And I said, "Hey guys, I don't know what I'm doing. You can't make this shit up." I said, "I don't know what I'm doing, but I can guarantee you can make 150K your first year and I'll put it in writing." So all 3 of them asked the same question. "Well, how do you guarantee that?" Nobody guarantees anything these days. I said, "You know what? Fair enough. If I can guarantee you a job at McDonald's, can I guarantee that they'll pay you at least minimum wage?" Everybody says, yes, it's the law, right? Then that's the minimum wage in public speaking. So all I'm guaranteeing is minimum wage. I'm not guaranteeing you a lifestyle or anything like that, just to make the money. So all 3 of them hired me on the spot. And for now, it's been about 8-9 years that they are all 2 of them are making between $300,000 and $400,000 a year, and one of them made 1.2 million in 2017. And
Whoa.
yeah, he's single, he's gay, he's gorgeous, he's traveling the world, he's scaling, because I show people how to scale this business. It's a business after all. And so he's taken everything I told him and taught him and taken it to a whole new level. I'm not even willing to do the work he does. I'm not, I'm married. I'll be divorced if I ever do. If I do what
We don't want that, because then we have you back on the show.
Exactly. Then I have it, yeah, for another reason.
That's good. We have you on the going solo instead of the going bold. Yeah.
No, happily married, all good.
Absolutely. I love that. Yeah, sign me up. Sign me up for Business in the Box. I love that. I think that is great. You know what? You have the passion, right? You have the drive, the passion behind you, of the experience, of course, because you've been doing this for quite some time. And so it is really great that you're sharing with other people on how to do this, and not only how to do it, but you're backing it up. So that's really awesome. Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you for that.
And it's like, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, Joanne.
No, I agree. And I was just wondering, because you have such a vast education background, getting your MBA, getting your law degree. Do you think that had anything to do with these decisions or conversations how you decided to help people monetize their business?
No, I think it was the discovery that people did not get paid. With my personal story, I became an advocate for anything that's unfair. I go to a soup kitchen every Sunday and serve to about 1,200 people meals, and you get a reality check of where you could be if you don't do work, and where you should be as giving back. But you can't give back from an empty cart. You can't give back when you're broke or broken.
Right.
So you gotta get yourself out of that mindset and then give back. And my way of giving back, of course, my time is important. And I was going to say, you know what, it's a perfect segue to what you just said, because when you're hiring a coach, a lot of people don't want to pay for coaches but they do want to be paid for their type of services or coaching. Really weird, right? Like, hold on a second, right? Let me think about it, or rewind. And so what I say to people, you're not paying me for what I'm giving you and the support I give you for over a year. And by the way, my condolences to those who do want to work with me. My condolences in advance. You have me for life. I don't have an upsell of any kind. So, oops. If you don't like me, don't work with me. So that's my condolences in advance. But you're not paying me for the program. You're paying me for the 20 years I suffered in order to give you everything I learned from 12 hours a day, sweat, tears, and so on, to 1 hour a day. So the guarantee is 1 hour. Give me 1 hour a day, 5 days a week, not 7, 5 days a week. Give me 1 hour a day. If you don't have that, then you're not going to make it in this business or any business, because you got to work on your business, not in your business, on your business. And That is the difference between those who make it and those who don't.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I know that I've been in the, podcasting, TV arena and all this for quite some time. And it is true with the experiences that I had at the very beginning, that I hope that those that are come on our network are not going to have to experience, because, I've already walked the walk, right? And so you've already done that. So yeah, I totally agree with that. And so it's a beautiful thing. Can you share with us just a little bit, like some of the topics that you have spoke on?
Yeah, the ones I only speak on 3 and 4 now topics. My first one is how to close a deal 98% of the time through profiling. As a behavior analyst and a trainer in DISC, as well as my psychology background, I created something that's really cool, and you can read people within 3 seconds. And so companies hire me all over the world to increase their bottom line. The second topic is your network is your net worth. And if you don't know enough people, you're not making any money. So that's why it's important to network. It's important to give. Be a giver, not a taker, and you will make a lot more. And my other one is my mindset mastery. So you know about my book, about the 12 powers we hold within. It has to do with my story, and I had to overcome certain challenges. And that's why I want to help people with their mindset. So I certify coaches in mindset mastery. I do have a program that I certify coaches in, because that's the program I used to use for 10 years, coaching CEOs and CFOs of $500 500, Fortune 500 and Fortune 100 companies. So that's really what I speak about. In the January of 2019, lo and behold, I was asked to speak in Grenada to 40 business owners about the business of public speaking. It was the first time I ever got hired to speak about that topic. And I never thought that would be a topic because I remember starting to coach in it, but I was never known until that moment. So that's where my real journey, if you will, as being an expert in the field and people really looking up to me or looking me up, was a big deal. Yeah. And I was already in it since 2010. August 2010. So I just celebrated 13 years in coaching speakers from all over the world.
Well, and that's a good point, Orly. I think so many people think that they need you if they want to exclusively be a professional speaker, but everyone, especially in business, needs to learn how to be a professional speaker for part of their responsibilities, because without you even knowing it, like when you were saying about everybody needs to network, well, also when you're networking, you need to present in a way that people want to hear more, learn more, tell me more. And so I think that's a good point that we should bring up. You can not only help people that want to do that as, if you will, their full-time job, but everybody that is in business really does need to learn how to speak professionally and get their point across and get more followers.
Yes. When you introduced me, you said I'm a business coach for coaches, authors, speakers, and entrepreneurs. And if you look at the acronym, is I make my case, CASE. And that's really where that comes from and why it's in that order. I make my case with people needing to learn how to monetize their own messaging, whether they're a speaker, an author, coach, or entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs get more clients through public speaking. It's the one-to-many that's important. Same thing for coaches, same thing for authors, and same thing for speakers. It's the one-to-many that we need to remember to do, because we can get exhausted by doing so many one-to-ones. And those of you who are listening are probably relating to this one. Doing one-to-ones is a little exhausting, So I just say, why not one-to-many? Get it out there.
Cece, you're terrific at that. You keep getting, your shows on all these different networks. Last count was 57, but I know 2 more networks invited you last week. I mean, it really is what Orly said. You just take this hour to share, but you get in front of millions of people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's use of your time compared to trying to talk to each one of those million people.
Right. Absolutely. One more thing is that speakers don't make money in this business, or entrepreneurs, authors, coaches. The only reason people don't make money in this business, we call it the industry, because it's an industry. And people don't make money in this business because there's 2 reasons. One, they don't know how. We can't blame them for that. You don't know what you don't know, right? But the second one is that they're lazy. They don't want to hire the right coaches. They don't want to do the work. They just want to be sitting in their house and thinking that somebody's going to call or email because they saw their profile on LinkedIn. Get over that. That is why my book is called You're Not All That. You're not all that in a bag of chips. You're not everything you think you are. Basically, you got to just get out there so people know who you are, right? That's really the gist of it.
Yeah, right. That was our motto. I'll just share with you is that when I first started all of this, I was in and had my own show. It was just my show, and then I was on another platform, and they didn't market me. They didn't do anything, and I had to try to market myself, get my stuff out there. And so I started thinking, well, I just want to get it on everything, right? And so so I just started doing that, and then I started thinking, well, I think other people want to do that too. So that's why we start bringing hosts and other, great guests and stuff like that on. And so now it's grown to this. And I was so poo-pooed by the Podcasters Association by doing that. You should just drive them to your website. Well, why? I mean, sure, I want them to go to my website, but they go to, iHeart, they go to Spotify, they go to Roku, they go to Amazon TV. I'm going there. So it's like, I think you have to, and what I admire about you, Orly, is I think you have to step out of the box, right? Don't put yourself, although you do have the box, so we're going on the business in the box. I shouldn't say it like that, but you have to step out of the norm, so to speak, right?
Right.
And shake it up, do something different, and kind of do what people tell you not to do sometimes, because you just got to have your own mindset with it.
Yeah,
But
go with your own
again,
intuition. Yes.
but then again, listening to your book, you don't want to do things that are not going to work, but you do want to step out of the box and do something a little bit different, and for sure. So your book again is "You're Not All That: 12 Reasons Why Event Planners Won't Hire You." So public speakers, definitely, if you want to change it up, do something different, you need to get her book. If you want to start making some money, I mean, let's face it, everybody wants to make some money. You definitely need to learn how to monetize your craft, take it seriously, and go and get her or talk to her about her business in a box for public speakers. Now, we want to tell you something you can get for free. You can get for free, okay, a discovery call. And so you can go to her website, which is meetme.so and then /Orly Amor, or you can just send her an email at meetorlyamor.com, or just make it easy on yourself and give her a call at 917-515-6803, 917-515-6803. Give her a call and get that free discovery call and really jumpstart your lives, jumpstart your career. If this is truly what you want to do, public speaking. But we got to take a quick commercial. Joanne, you want to lead us into that?
Yeah, we'll be right back after the commercial to tell you more of Orly's insights, secrets of how to monetize what you're already doing. So,
and we'll be right back. Hello, welcome back. You guys are listening to LinktoEXPERT Business Showcase on WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. I am one of your hosts, Cece Schatz. I'm the Joanne of Relationship Building. I have my good friend here with me,
Joanne Wyland, Wyland When You Can Fly, with LinktoEXPERT, the collaborative cloud community, where you can find an expert in minutes and be known as an expert in minutes.
And we have one of our great experts right here. And we're talking about the secrets for speakers with our guest, Orly Amor. Orly, you have really done a great deal in your short life, which you've got a whole long life to live, but you're an international public speaker, business coach for coaches, authors, speakers, and business owners. You're a founder of the Speakers Annex, and I believe there's another one that I didn't put up.
The foundation.
It's my foundation. It's my philanthropy site. Yeah, philanthropy site. Yes.
Yeah, and maybe share a little bit about that, because that's something we're not familiar with. So share with us a little bit about your foundation. I'd love to hear that.
Thank you so much. So it's called You Are My Light. Orly in Hebrew means you are my light. All means light, and li means for me or mine. So you are my light in a sentence, if you will. Mm-hmm. And that's why we called it You Are My Light Foundation. I can't take credit for the name of it. It's kind of a funny story, but it was right in front of me and I didn't see it. Someone else did. And so what we do is we're building healing centers for rescued victims of human trafficking, sex and labor slavery, so we can give them back their God-given right to life, freedom, education, and autonomy. And it is very close to my heart. My story is not even close to being trafficked, but I do know what it's like not to have a voice. And so, basically, speaking for the voiceless, there's a lot of beautiful entities that are sharing the message about human trafficking and that it exists. There's also some great entities that have safe houses, small houses for rescued victims as well. And I think that that's amazing. I am building something that's much bigger, but also that gives those who cannot deal with the trafficked or the rescued, to give them first to detoxify them, to give them the mental health resources and support, to give them soft skills and hard skills to learn within the center, to prepare them for the world where they can be entrepreneurs and make their own money and have control over their own life, and no longer to be under anyone's control. They can control their own life and gain the freedom that they deserve. I don't know if you saw The Sound of Freedom. It's a great movie. It's by Tim Ballard. And he basically was a Homeland Security guy that went into those forests in Colombia and rescued one little girl. That's the story in the movie. But it's so much bigger than that. They're saving hundreds and hundreds of lives. But one of the stories from where I started this is where they didn't have anywhere to bring them. There was no beds. There is no safe houses. They can't take them to shelters because shelters don't know how to deal with them, nor do they have the room or the budgets for it. And the second thing, the younger ones under the age of 18, they can't take them to foster care anymore because that's where it starts. For those of you who don't know, it's a big deal. And I mean, but the social workers can only do what their hands are tied. They can't do anything about it. They know it's happening and they still can't do anything about it. So we want to be the front runner and trailblazer in these type of centers, and that's going to take funds. So youaremylight.org, very simple, UYOURARE, my light LIGHT.org. If you want to donate or donate of your time or resources, we accept. We need it all. It's going to take a village to help this out.
Oh, yeah. What a wonderful cause. And I do apologize for not having that up here to be able to share with everyone.
That's all
but
good.
We'll make sure that we get that out on our website and things like that. And I know
Appreciate it.
do a blast to be able to share that. But I mean, that is tremendous work that you're doing. And, you know, it's something that definitely needs to be shared. And now we're moving into October, which is the you know, the time of the month. They're like doing the awareness for domestic violence. And of course, that all goes hand in hand.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But, you know, anything we can do here on our platform, we'd love to be able to do it. So, yeah, just shout out and let us know. We'd love to be able to support you in any way. But it goes to show you what you can do when you are creative, right? Because here you are helping others with the speaking, you know, public speaking, but then you're also doing something that is your passion, something you want to give back to the community, to, you know, nationally, helping those trying to get out of violence and abuse. And so awesome. Kudos to you, girl.
Thank you. I appreciate you letting me share.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Well, and I also see the bridge that how you teach speakers, authors, coaches, and entrepreneurs, the care people, how to monetize. But I see the bridge that you're doing that as well with the victims. And because a lot of times either they already were a victim or the new, you know, the ones that we just find, if they can learn this, if you will, out of the gate when they get, you know, under your care or, you know, the people's care that are helping, it's priceless, rather than, because it really does take time to retrain your mindset, like you already know because you've written a couple books about it. And I really think that is so key that you can share with them right away that the importance of changing their mindset so that they can be self-sufficient as well as even give back to the community. It's all amazing how it's all intertwined. So thank you for doing both, the people that are already in business, but the people that you're going to help get in business and all learn to monetize. Because, hey, if we don't make money, we don't eat. Let's face it. I mean, your landlord or whatever is not going to leave you stay there just because you didn't make any money that month.
Right.
Right.
And
Yeah.
also help and give back to others. I think that you're totally a model for that. So, that's awesome. So again, our topic today is secrets for speakers. And, I think that if you've listened to the first part of the show, if you missed it, definitely go back and listen to it. But even all of this that we've talked about, it talks about moving forward in your life, in a difficult situation, moving forward, making something of it, sharing with other people, and then sharing your dream, your vision, and your help. As with her wonderful book, Public Speakers, You're Not All That, 12 Reasons Why Event Planners Won't Hire You, Amazon.com, our friend, we go there, and you want to definitely buy it from there. You can also Google her name. She's got a lot of other books there that she's collaborative with or whatever, but we are featuring this book today. So you don't want to miss out on any of those books because I think they're well worth reading, all of them. And then again, helping those try to figure out a way to monetize. We all need to make, like Joanne said, we need to make a buck, right? Because we need to keep the lights on. We need to keep a roof over our head. We need to, help our fellow man, be able
Or
to.
go on a fabulous vacation or whatever you want.
And I
And
would love to go on vacation, so I'm with
you
you on
know what I mean? It's not just keeping the
that.
lights on. I
It's
don't want
everything.
people to think I only think it's limited to that.
Yeah.
But I really do think that people sometimes don't feel worthy, and it's so important. And I loved also what she said before the break about how she's now reaching 168 million. I think people don't realize the power of collaboration, the power of her teaching experts, speakers, again, entrepreneurs, different people, but then they go out and share it. Because I know with me, when I first started in business back in 2003, 20 years ago, everybody kept saying, you need to be a motivational speaker. You need to be a motivational speaker. I thought, well, I can only reach so many people if I do that. Where if I have a place for motivational speakers, consultants, coaches, team builders, trainers, facilitators, authors, meaning experts, go out and to help everybody else, together we can do so much more than me just being the speaker. But if I create the technology to make it easy for them to monetize their business, to have 181 ways they can make money with their talents, not that we expect them to create 181 different streams of income, but they have the choice of different ones, just like you did with your book. You can convert it into so many other ways to, other products and services. So I just really think that people don't realize the power of us also helping each other. They call me the chief collaborations officer for a reason. And Orly is a prime example of how that works too. Because if you just do it for yourself, you'll probably not be very successful. But when you actually share it and do it with others, they also refer people to you. You refer people to them. Those referrals get referred people to you. It's just totally amazing how that network works. But again, you have to be willing to be a giver too. And that, I know you shared that earlier too. And I thank you, because I really know Cece for years has been doing that forever. And Orly, as long as I know you two, 5 years or whatever, that's really the core, because like you're giving people the free information, to talk to them to see if you could be a good coach for them. And
Right.
so we have to sometimes give first. I'm
Right.
not saying never give. I'm just saying that, there is a time and place for both.
Yeah, I don't take everybody on, but I when I'm testing with people before I work with them is, how hungry are you for this? Are you serious about it? Because Zig Ziglar said, if public speakers, we don't retire, we die. So because he spoke 4 days before he passed away, he was 94 years old, and he spoke in Dallas. And I'm going to tell you, if it's true, you got to want this so badly that you're willing to do the work. And that is something that not everybody is willing to do. Tony Robbins says his best, I want to become a millionaire, but I want to wake up at noon. Well, that doesn't work. For all of those who are thinking to be entrepreneurs, and yeah, maybe once you made a million, you can wake up at noon. I don't have a problem with that. It's okay to wake up whenever you want if you've made the millions. And maybe you want to strive to even make more millions, because now it's about giving back.
Like
That's
you
not-
are with the foundation.
Right,
And
that's
I'll
not
never
going on.
forget when I first met you in 2019 and you had the WOW conference, you not only taught us what we're talking about today for 3 days, but you also brought people in like Bob Proctor. You brought in Bernie Dorman, excuse me,
Yeah.
Bernie Dorman.
God bless.
And they both passed now too, unfortunately. But
Yes.
the point is, you didn't think you were the only one that should be on stage teaching us this topic of how to monetize. You were collaborating with not just those two, but many others. Chris Salem was there speaking
Yeah.
to us.
Bill
You,
Walsh.
you shared the stage because you knew a lot of secrets, but they also did too, to be able to share with us. So that's just the first impression I had of you. And ever since, I've been so impressed with the way you do work with so many, help them get their sizzle reels, all kinds of stuff to be successful. So I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, Orly, for really giving and walking the walk.
Thank you so much. That's one thing I hear often is that, yeah, you walk your talk. And because, how can you help others if you can't help yourself? How can you teach others if you can't learn yourself? You
Right.
have to be able to learn. You got to be able to understand that you don't know everything, that you've not seen everything. And even if something doesn't work, then what are you going to do? Just stop? No, you try another way. You do another way and you try another way. And that's why, I follow Tony Robbins around the world. I became a groupie. And the thing is that what I learned, if there's anything I could take from it, is that you never stop learning. That's it. That was, if there's one thing I could take away from 10 years of following Tony Robbins, I could, and about almost $500,000 in spending with him. I own one of those rooms in Fiji, I think. No, I'm just kidding. It's like, you spend so much money learning from the best, but at the end of the day, they're humans too. They have things that go on in their lives. And if we put them too much on a pedestal, that is where we lose our own identity. And you don't want to lose your own identity. And earlier I wanted to say, if somebody gave you an idea, forget about that. If somebody put an idea in your head and you thought it was a good idea, go after it. Stop rethinking if it's good, if somebody's done it, if somebody's doing it. Yes, but so many things have been reinvented and made better, and sold to what? People. So everybody is at their own pace, at their own time, in their own journey. And that's what we need to understand. Not everybody is going to hire us right away. Not everybody is going to want to buy from us right away. And that's okay. When I talk to people, even on one-to-one, and they're so curious about my program, then I tell them about the program. But I say, you know what? I'll send you an email. Let me know you got it. And you'll never hear from me again. You're not going to be put on a list. You're not going to be a part of my newsletter. And I'm not going to pester you. You know where I am now. As long as you got my email, you know where I am. You know where to find me when you're ready. Because not everybody's ready. You got to be ready and wanting this so badly. And if we have time, I'd love to share a very short story.
Yes, please.
About a guru expert. He was on the stage, and there's a lot of people in the crowd, of course, and he's on stage sharing his houses, his mansions, his everywhere all over the world, and he's boats and yachts and cars and money and people he was meeting, all celebrities, by the way. Of course, he was sharing all of that. And after the talk, this young man was in the crowd, went to see him and said, I want you to be my mentor. And the guy said, sorry, I don't do that. No, I'm willing to pay for it. He goes, look, I don't need any money. I'm good. No, I don't do that. And the young man was so adamant about it. No, I want you. I want only you, and blah, blah, blah. And so the guru finally got fed up with him and said, okay, You want me to be your mentor? Meet me on the beach tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. The young man shows up, suit, tie, the shoes, shiny shoes, looking perfect. And the guru comes over there and he has, flip-flops, t-shirt, and shorts. And he tells him, okay, take off your jacket, your tie, your shoes, and socks, and walk with me towards the water. And now they're walking towards the water, and they walk into the water, and now the water is at their knees and at their waist and at their chest. And when the water got to their neck, the guru took the young man's head and shoved it under the water and hold him there. And he held him tight enough so the young man was fighting to come out, and he held him for a few more seconds. And right then he took his head out, and the young man gasped for air and said, "Oh!" And the guru just looked at him and said, "So, when you were underwater, what were you thinking about? Were you thinking about my houses, my money, my boats, my cars, anything like that? What were you thinking about?" The young man says, "Are you crazy? I was thinking about breathing. I wanted to get out so I can breathe again. I was thinking about saving my life." And the guru says, "That's right. In order to have what I have, you got to want it like you want air." And that to me is so freaking true in the business of public speaking for coaches, authors, speakers, entrepreneurs, because stop dreaming. There is work to be done, and you can only do it one way. Any way that other people are teaching you is fine as long as you follow the program. The process works. Stop changing things that people give you to do and just do and follow. Once you know it exactly how it works, inside and out, then you can change things to your own liking.
Right.
But the recipe cannot be changed. You gotta do it. So I don't care which coach you hire. That doesn't matter to me. I'm not a good fit for everyone. Whether it's financial, personality, it doesn't matter. Right. But if you're gonna hire a coach, make sure you follow what they tell you to do. To the T.
So yeah, or why bother? Don't even waste your money.
Yeah.
If you're not going to
advice. Well, I tell you, we're going to have to close the show, and I hate to do that.
I know.
It's wonderful, and the information that we have is just tremendous. So again, your book is Public Speakers. You're Not All That, 12 Reasons Why Event Planners Won't Hire You. So let's go out and get that book, everyone. And again, she's offering a free gift. All you have to do is just give her a call at 917-515-6803. She doesn't answer, leave a message, okay? But you want to make sure you get that free discovery call. Learn about whether this is the right fit for you, because you know what she's going to do? This is what she's going to do. She's going to help monetize and your craft, really home in on it and be serious about it. She has the business in a box for public speakers. This is what you want if you want to really get out there and public speak. Like you said, if you're really hungry, if you really want it, this is what you need to do. So make that discovery call. It's 917-515-6803. 917-515-6803. Just give Orly Amor a call. Something that you want to do, maybe change the direction of your life. Let's make it happen. Right? Anything you want to say in closing?
If you have a message, somebody's willing to pay for it. Remember that.
Absolutely. All right, Joanne, we're going to have to close this show. You guys are listening to LinktoEXPERT Business Showcase on WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. I am Cece Schatz. I have my good friend here with me,
Joanne Weiland, and let's collaborate and make things happen.
Absolutely. We'll catch you next time. Bye for now.